One Chip Challenge. On September 1st, 2023, Harris Wolaba, a 14-year-old from Worcester, Massachusetts, took part in a viral stunt built around a single tortilla chip. The product was sold as the One Chip Challenge. Eat one chip engineered to be extremely spicy, then try to sit through the heat while people watch and record. It was packaged like a dare, and the internet did the rest. Soon after he ate it, he became seriously unwell. Within hours, he was dead. The story spread fast because it sounded unreal. A snack, a trend, a death. When the autopsy details were later reported, the case stopped being too spicy and turned into something colder. The findings said he died from cardiopulmonary arrest after ingesting a food substance with a high concentration of capsaicin, the chemical that creates the burning sensation in chili peppers. The product carried warnings that it was not for children and not for people with certain health risks. But warnings do not compete well with a camera, peer pressure, and a format that rewards the most extreme reaction. Benadryl Challenge. In April 2023, a different type of viral challenge resurfaced online. It did not involve a stunt prop or a product made for entertainment. It involved a common over-the-counter allergy medication, framed online like a shortcut to an intense experience people could film. On April 12th, 2023, Jacob Stevens, a 13-year-old from Ohio, was reported by his family to have tried the trend. He was rushed to a hospital and placed on life support. After days in intensive care, he died. What made the case spread was how normal it looked at the start. The medication is sold in ordinary stores, it sits in medicine cabinets. It does not look like a dare. That normal appearance is part of the danger because it lowers fear at the exact moment fear is needed. The trend also has a built-in editing trick. People who post it often show only the beginning. The clip ends before the worst part. Viewers see a challenge, not an ambulance. Then copycats repeat it because the internet makes it look common and survivable. After cases like this, platforms say they remove content and block search terms. Blackout Challenge. On December 7th, 2021, Nyla Anderson, a 10-year-old, died after attempting what became known online as the Blackout Challenge. The trend centered on oxygen deprivation packaged like a test of toughness. In real life, it is a mechanism of sudden death. What makes this kind of challenge so lethal is speed and privacy. It does not require travel, money, or other people. It can happen alone, in a bedroom, with no warning until the moment the body cannot recover. After her death, her mother, Tawana Anderson, sued TikTok and ByteDance. The core claim was not only that dangerous videos existed, but that the platform's recommendation system delivered them directly to a child through the For You feed. On August 27th, 2024, a U.S. appeals court revived the lawsuit and said the claims were not automatically blocked by Section 230 immunity, focusing on TikTok's own recommendations through its algorithm. That decision mattered because it treated recommended content differently from content that is merely hosted. By February 2025, the pattern had expanded into another major lawsuit. The parents of 4 British teenagers who died in 2022 filed a wrongful death case in the United States, also arguing that the algorithm pushed the challenge toward children. In these cases, families have also described how difficult it can be to get clear answers about what a child actually saw before the attempt. TikTok has said it blocks and removes dangerous challenge content, but these cases keep returning because the videos get reposted, reworded, and reshared, sometimes faster than moderation can catch them. Chroming and dusting. Some of the worst challenge deaths involve no cliff, no car, and no stunt. They involve household aerosols. Online, it is framed as chroming or dusting. In real life, it is inhalant abuse, and it can kill fast. In March 2023, Ezra Haynes, a 13-year-old in Melbourne, suffered cardiac arrest after inhaling chemicals at a sleepover. She was placed on life support and died days later. Her family described it as a sudden disaster that began with a trend that looked harmless in clips. On March 2nd, 2024, Tommy Lee Gracie Billington, an 11-year-old in Lancaster, died after attempting a similar inhalant trend at a friend's sleepover. Reports said he suffered cardiac arrest and could not be revived. On May 5th, 2025, Oliver Gorman, a 12-year-old in Hyde, was found unresponsive, and an inquest heard he died after inhaling butane gas from aerosol products. The case led to renewed calls for stronger warnings and tighter controls because the products are easy to buy and easy to hide. Then on June 1st, 2025, Rena O'Rourke, a 19-year-old in Tempe, died after inhaling a computer cleaning spray in what was described as a dusting trend. Her death was linked to sudden sniffing death syndrome, where inhaled chemicals can disrupt the heart's rhythm and trigger sudden collapse. Subway surfing. In the last few years, one of the most brutal challenge deaths has been subway surfing, riding on the outside of a moving train for a clip. The footage is cinematic, the risk looks distant, and the reward is attention. In February 2023, a 15-year-old boy in New York City died while subway surfing. His mother later sued Meta Platforms and ByteDance, arguing that their platforms helped pull him deeper into feeds filled with content that promoted the behavior. In June 2025, a New York State judge ruled that the case could move forward, saying it was plausible the companies may have goaded him into it by addicting him to social media and targeting him based on age while serving him risk-heavy content. Subway surfing is built for algorithms. It has instant proof, speed, height, danger, and a crowd reaction. It works with the sound off. It triggers comments instantly. It pushes viewers to watch again. That is exactly what recommendation systems reward. The outcome is also instant. When it goes wrong, it becomes a death scene. There is no time to learn a lesson mid-stunt. In 2024, at least 6 people died from subway surfing in New York City. The trend kept spreading because the internet kept rewarding the people who went closest to the edge, and because younger viewers kept seeing it framed as brave instead of what it is, a short clip that can end a life. Kaya Challenge Crash. On October 24, 2022, 6 teenagers were riding in a stolen Kia SUV in Buffalo. It had been reported stolen the night before. At some point, the SUV ended up on Route 33 at high speed. The vehicle slammed into a concrete embankment. The impact flipped it backward. The crash was violent enough that multiple passengers were ejected through the glass sunroof. A 14-year-old girl and 3 males ages 16, 17, and 19 were killed. Another 14-year-old girl survived. In the aftermath, officials said the teens may have been connected to the Kaya Challenge trend that spread on TikTok, where videos showed how to steal certain cars using a common cable. Months later, the teen who had been driving appeared in court as an adolescent offender and pleaded guilty to manslaughter and other charges tied to the deaths and the stolen vehicle. Table surfing. On June 1st, 2025, 17-year-old David Nagy was in a parking lot at Freedom High School. The stunt was already set up before the car moved. A folding table had been turned upside down and tied to the back of a vehicle with rope. He climbed onto the table while it was still attached to the car. The driver, another teenager, began moving through the lot while the table dragged behind. As the car turned and accelerated, the table whipped side to side. During the run, the table was swung into a parked vehicle. He hit his head on the parked car and suffered fatal injuries. He died from the trauma. Police later announced charges against the driver, including involuntary manslaughter, describing it as a reckless stunt filmed as a social media challenge.